we're importing diseases now. So we're not just importing crime and stupidity and voodoo. We're importing diseases. So
AIDS, TB. The people with money leave.
Correct.
So we keep importing more poor, unskilled, and we allow the people of this country with more money and resources to leave and benefit another country.
Yeah. We talked about scabies last week, do you remember? Because there's now Cresta Court, your favourite hotel in Altrincham.
The migrant hotel has got an outbreak of scabies.
They're all being left in because they've got scabies. And you made a really good point that we're importing diseases now. So we're not just importing crime and stupidity and voodoo. We're importing diseases. So
AIDS, TB.
Well, AIDS, HIV. So HIV cases in this country in 2019, and these are just ones that were first diagnosed abroad, so we know they didn't happen in this country. In 2019, there were 778 HIV cases. That's gone up to 3,200 in 2023. So the cases, we've now had a 4- or 5-fold multiple of HIV cases, but this is diagnosed from abroad. But 50% of all HIV cases now are from abroad. So we've actually doubled the amount of HIV in this country. HIV was going down on the curve. Elton John and all that jazz. HIV was going down. It was virtually becoming non-existent in this country. Now it's back up again at massive numbers, 7,000 or 8,000 cases a year. Nothing to do with this country. It's all coming from abroad.
There was a criminal we tried to deport 8 years ago. Black African, trying to deport him. He was on HIV with the NHS and they couldn't deport him because he wouldn't get the medicine at home. So he was allowed to stay in the country because he's got HIV or AIDS or whatever he had, and he only gets the medicine here, and we couldn't deport him.
Jesus.
Mental.
We are just a mess, aren't we? Each HIV patient costs the NHS 500,000 quid, basically, in their lifetime, which is generally quite short.
$500,000,
So 3,200 will cost us 1.6 billion.
They're the ones we know about. And this, did you say this was 2019?
No, 2023 was 3,000.
23, right? So right, yeah.
Yeah, but so those foreign-born AIDS patients will cost us 1 year's winter heating for our pensioners.
What would you rather have?
I know what I'd rather have.
Healthy immigrants or warm pensioners?
Is that the choice?
That's a choice.
You should put them on the stage, shouldn't you? Have a healthy-looking immigrant and a warm little old lady looking warm.
Yeah.
I'd choose a little old lady. Costs are quite interesting, Alex. You and I talk about costs, and I think we talked about numbers last week. There are some now well-documented numbers about migrants and low-end migrants, what we call low-earning migrants.
Yeah, low skilled.
Which have 90 to 95% of, you might start talking in a minute, of...
That's why I always have your mic pointing to me.
Yeah, because when I give up because of my throat. So they cost £500,000 in their lifetimes. We work that out. But what's the other side of this coin, which is very interesting, is that high-end migrants, or more importantly, high-end British earners, generate between 300 to 900,000 a year. So the trade-off between the two. So if you set one off against the other, it'd be a net benefit of 400,000. The number of migrants in and the number of people emigrating now are heading in a particular direction. And potentially we're looking at, in the next couple of years, 900,000 immigrants coming in and 500,000 leaving. People are leaving the UK now. If that happens, the net effect of that is £600 billion a year. So it's not just the cost, it's the loss on the other side. That as we bring in low-end migrants, we're losing high-value native people.
With money leave.
Correct.
So we keep importing more poor, unskilled shit, and we allow the people of this country with more money and resources to leave and benefit another country.
Yeah. But they're taking that earning power away with them as well. So the actual impact on the economy accelerates in these situations. And a great example is Lebanon, where basically Lebanon now has a population of 5 million people, of which 2 million are now refugees, because they had this policy of uncontrolled immigration. The wealthy Lebanese left. Lebanon is now an absolute shithole, basically. It used to be a fantastic country.
Lebanon used to be called Paris of the Mediterranean.
Correct. The rich and wealthy went there. You could be on the beach in the morning and skiing in the afternoon. The wealthy Lebanese populated it, and it's become that.
Yeah.
And I think what this report I was reading...
And Lebanon is the new name for a place called the Phoenicians. The Phoenicians basically ran the Mediterranean 2,000 years ago.
Yeah.
So they were a special people.
Yeah.
And now they're third world.
They're known as skilled traders, skilled businessmen, but they're now a third world. And the point is, if we carry on like this, Nick, that's going to happen to us.
Yeah.
We were the land of milk and honey, weren't we? But what's happening to us now? But it's this ratchet effect of the fact it's not just people coming in costing us money. It's the wealthy now leaving and taking that wealth with them.
It's that feedback loop, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's that feedback loop, as in the country's getting poorer, so some people leave, but more crap come in, which then triggers other people to go, oh, I don't like this, I'm leaving now, so they leave, so the country becomes slightly poorer, which then triggers other people going, oh, and it's that negative feedback loop.
And it's happening. Now, in the UK, the top 10% pays 60% of our taxes, basically. At the other end, 1% of the population commit over 50% of the crimes. So as this accelerates, this is just going to get worse and worse quicker, I think, than people are starting. And I hadn't really understood that until...
it's that curve like that. We go, and then it just takes off.
Something needs to happen. And it also is happening. A recent survey of young people, 3/4, it's quite a big survey, 3/4 of them would now consider